Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Guild Wars 2 through Steam with a controller. So this video is mostly made for the people who actually already have downloaded the game through Steam and played through Steam, not adding it as a non-Steam game. I've already made another video for that, you can see how to do that. But if you play the game through Steam as installing it through Steam, this is for you and how to play with a controller. So of course, first of all, find Guild Wars 2 in the store and click install. If you go to library after that and you find your game, if you want to run it with a Steam account, you can just boot up the game. If you don't want to use a Steam account but you actually want to use your normal Guild Wars 2 account, right click on the game, say properties, and then you can here in the launch options you can put in -provider portal. That will just open up the launcher then where you can log in with your normal account. So it's up to you if you want to use Steam account or no Steam account. After that, it's important you go up in top left corner, say Steam, Settings, Controller, General Control Settings, and make sure here that you have enabled the controls that you actually are using. So if you're using Xbox controller, enable that, and you can see what controller you have on right now. And you can see here I have this one here using the Xbox S Series S controller. And I've also enabled Xbox Extended Future Support, which means it's going to allow you to use the screenshot button also as an additional keybind. I also have the Switch controller, so I could also use that one, but in this video I'm just going to use the Xbox controller. So that's important, enable this. And for additional thing, if you go up in the one called in-game and you enable this one called use big picture mode, picture overlay when using a Steam input enabled controller, this one here, it's pretty neat. It makes the whole controlling experience easier to switch profiles and stuff like that. So I kind of also recommend putting that on. So that's kind of like the only two options you need, that and enabling controller. Great. So now you can boot up the game and let's go into the game and I'll show you how we actually set up the controller. So here we are. Welcome to my guild hall in Guild Wars 2. If you're interested in joining a Europe English guild, which is very social and friendly against new players, you're very welcome to join Blue Bambies. You can find a Discord link here or in the description. But let's get to the video. So now what you want to do is you're going to click on Shift Tab, which is going to open up this. If you don't see it look like this, it's because you haven't enabled the big picture mode with controller and your controller is not enabled with the PC right now. You need to enable it. This video is also working for if you have a Steam Deck, just so you know. So if you go to control configurations here and then browse config, you will be able to see different configs. So you can go to community. First of all, it's only going to show the controller configs for the controllers you have enabled right now. So for me, it will only show Xbox controllers. But if you want, for example, the profile I have made, which is really good for the game, you can click on show other controller types, find the one called Dvalin GV2 complete controller config, click on it and say apply configuration. Then all the changes I have been doing, I've been using hours, years on making this profile, probably I used 20 minutes. So you can enable that. So again, if you want to go to browse, community, say show other controller types, it's now going to show you all the different controllers and you will be able to find mine, Dvalin. And if you, for example, using a PlayStation controller, it would just tell you hey, this is not the right controller, so some of them is wrong. But that's it. So how my controller profile works is you can see here in the right corner I have my spells 4, 3, 5 and space, which is basically, you can see here, down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means this one here is using number 1, this one here is using number 2, and then we have 3, 4, 5. And when I press on this one here, you can see here, you can also see in the left corner of the screen how it looks, which one I'm pressing. You can see in my middle screen it's saying page 1, page 2, page 1, page 2. So it's jumps between them. What happens is that these keys then goes over, so you can see first they are over here using these spells, but when I press this one here, it goes over and use these spells. In that way I can very fast switch between the different spell sets just on the go. So you can see right now if I press my Y button, it's going to use my 4th spell. Now I'm going to press again and it's going to use my my spell over there on the other side. So in this way, it works really well. Before we get into more, I'm going to show you more of the configs. So you can see here, this bottom here behind is using next page. You can see up here, page 1, 2. right mouse, so not sometimes you need to actually click on a window that pops up. This button here is the one you use then for clicking, which you normally would do with your mouse. I'm swapping weapons with using this window button here. My screenshot key is used for your either activate action camera, which is needed for playing with a controller, or using, if I hold it down, it's going to open up option window, or closing whatever you have open right now. If you want to enable action mode, which you need for playing with a controller, you have to go into control options, go down to camera, and keybind this one here called toggle action camera. If you want to use the same as I use, so it's easy for you to use the profile, use F11. Let's get back in. So again, then we have here, then normal movement, just basic movement. And if you press down the dongle, then it's going to dodge or use your mount special. Then you have to, you can say the buttons here. And here you're going to have mount if you press up, auto run if you press left, map if you press right, and interact or use, you know, when you press F to loot stuff or something like that, looting, talking, it's going to use the below one. Then this one here, if I press that one, it's going to use my healing spell. And if you just look around, it's just going to, you know, as normal. And again, then I have my spell, my number 3, 4, 5, and jump. Then on my start button, whatever you call it, it's my F1 ability. So it's going to work for warriors, necromancers, so on. If you have an F1 and F2, you might have to change it a bit. So it's actually using F1 and F2, and like you can do so and hold down, so you can hold it down so it will trigger later. And then the last one up here is left mouse. Yeah, left mouse. So it's like attacking. It's the first one here. Sorry, I was just losing it. This one here, it's using my left mouse, which is also the same as attacking in action camera. That's why it's really neat. Left mouse is attack in action camera, and then spell 2. So it's like I have both 2 spells. And then you go to page 2, then you can see now it's my spell 7, 9, 8, 10. You have to play with this set for again like 5-10 minutes, and then you have it. It just works so well. So again, control configurations, browse config, community, find the one called Dvalin, Guild Wars 2. If you are friendly, mark it and say upvote to give me a vote. It will help a lot since it has my link here, so it's kind of like promoting myself. But then let's get into the game. So now I'm gonna press on my screenshot button. So actually, like, that's annoying. There we go. It opened up like some kind of Xbox menu. I have to like find out how to disable that. But down you can see I don't have to show you my controller, because you can see in the letter and like down here what I'm doing with my controller. So you can see here. Let's make it a bit bigger so you can see what's going on. Good. So you can see. So just normal looking around, just like any RPG game. Then pressing my normal button here, you can see, and I'm attacking with my normal ability. And then the next one is gonna be like, oh, that's because I'm on the action set, different action set. There we go. Now I'm the right action set. Again, this was the one that changes which action set you're using right now. And then I have my spells here, you can see here, spells, change action set, spells, press this one for healing, change action set, dodging, so you can see pressing down the font, dodging, press up for mount, press to the left for auto run, so you can see here auto run, this one for the map, opening up map and closing, and down was looting, talking, interacting. Yeah. And then this one here is my F1 key, but I don't have enough adrenaline to use it, so I can show you that. So I would say this is kind of like the only thing you need. This is the complete controller config. You have the control now, you can play the game. Again, whenever you press the screenshot button, it's gonna do so you can use your mouse. So you can just like, and then you have to like this one here to click. So again, you can go up here with your mouse. Let's see here, it's very fast. I have to find out how to like scroll, get it down, so I can like say here, hero. Oh yeah, I have to use this one here. And then you can do any normal stuff. So you don't need a keyboard mouse. You could just like skip around if you wanted. Oh, it's so fast. There we go. And then click again to enable. And here we go. So this is for example how you could do. So I think you're going to enjoy this control profile, run around with it, test it. And again, if your key bindings is not the same as mine, just go in here and change it. I'm basically explaining what I'm using on each of the keys. So you can just click on any of these, like for example, spell 4. Let's say go to page 2. Let's say you're not using a mouse button for using your spells on the other side. You just click on it and select whichever button you're using for that spell. It's very easy to like change the key bindings in my profile. So have fun with it. Try my profile, vote it up, and let me know how it works. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave down a link to my Steam controller profile in the description so you can easily import it if you need. Peace out.